the deadly mistake in your kitchen that could steal your golden years. What if the simple act of reheating your favorite leftovers is silently poisoning your body, robbing you of the vibrant, joyful years you've worked so hard to earn? I'm Dr. Thomas, a physician with 30 years of experience, and I've seen this hidden danger unravel lives in ways you'd never expect. Welcome to Living Fully After 50, where we uncover truths to help you thrive in your golden years. Today, I'm sharing a story that shook me to my core, a story about my patient, Evelyn Harper, a 67-year-old grandmother whose love for home-cooked meals nearly cost her everything. If you're over 50, dreaming of chasing grandkids, traveling with your spouse, or simply waking up feeling sharp and alive, this story might save your life. Grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's talk about the 5 foods you should never reheat and why they could be stealing your health. Evelyn's wake-up call, a grandmother's fight. Picture this, a cozy Sunday evening in suburban Ohio. Evelyn Harper, a retired nurse with a warm smile and a knack for cooking, is stirring a pot of her famous spinach soup. Her kitchen smells like love, garlic, herbs, and the promise of family dinners. At 67, Evelyn is the heart of her family, always ready with a hug for her grandkids or a story from her nursing days. But when she walked into my clinic one crisp fall morning, her eyes were heavy with fear. "Dr. Thomas," she said, her voice trembling, "I'm so tired. My stomach's always upset, and I'm forgetting things, names, dates, even where I park my car. I'm scared I'm losing myself." As a doctor, I've heard this fear countless times. After 50, we all start to notice the little changes, aches, forgetfulness, that nagging sense we're not as sharp as we used to be. For Evelyn, it wasn't just aging. Her symptoms, fatigue, bloating, and brain fog, pointed to something deeper. I ran every test in the book: blood panels, cognitive screens, even a CT scan. Nothing alarming. But then, over a cup of tea in my office, Evelyn mentioned her routine: cooking big batches of meals to save time, storing them in the fridge, and reheating them in the microwave. Spinach soup, baked potatoes, scrambled eggs, roasted chicken, mushroom risotto, her favorites, all reheated multiple times a week. That's when it hit me. I'd read studies about the risks of reheating certain foods, but seeing it in Evelyn's tired eyes made it real. Could her kitchen habits be the culprit? Over my 30 years, I've learned that health isn't just about what you eat, it's about how you handle it. Evelyn's story became my mission to uncover the truth, not just for her but for every one of you watching Living Fully After 50. Let's dive into her journey, the 5 foods that betrayed her, and the surprising twists that changed everything. The hidden dangers in your fridge. Evelyn's story isn't just about one woman, it's about all of us who want to live fully after 50. As we age, our bodies change. Our digestion slows, our immune systems weaken, and our brains become more sensitive to inflammation. Small habits, like reheating leftovers, can compound into big problems. Let's explore the 5 foods Evelyn loved, why reheating them was dangerous, and how we turned her health around. Along the way, I'll share stories of other patients and a shocking twist that even I didn't see coming. One spinach, the green that turned toxic. Evelyn's spinach soup was legendary. She'd make a big pot on Sundays, packed with leafy greens, carrots, and a touch of cream. "It's my health food," she'd say, proud of the vitamins A, C, and K she was getting. Spinach is a superstar, full of iron and antioxidants. But reheating it, especially after days in the fridge, was like playing Russian roulette with her health. Spinach is high in nitrates, which are great when fresh. They lower blood pressure and boost energy. But when you cook spinach, store it, and reheat it, especially in a microwave, those nitrates turn into nitrites and then nitrosamines. These compounds are no joke. The World Health Organization links nitrosamines to stomach and colorectal cancers. Worse, emerging research in neurology suggests they may fuel inflammation in the brain, potentially worsening conditions like Alzheimer's. For Evelyn, whose memory lapses were scaring her, this was a wake-up call. A patient's tale, Frank's fright. "I once treated Frank, a 70-year-old retired mechanic who loved spinach lasagna. He'd reheat it daily, unaware that nitrosamines were building up in his system. When he started having stomach cramps and memory issues, we traced it to his leftovers. Switching to fresh spinach salads turned him around in weeks. He told me, 'Doc, I thought I was just getting old. You gave me my life back.'" Evelyn's change. I sat Evelyn down and explained the science. "Your soup is amazing," I said, "but reheating it's like inviting trouble." We made a plan: eat spinach fresh in salads or lightly cooked. Leftovers? Enjoy them cold with a drizzle of olive oil. If she had to reheat, use a stovetop on low heat and eat within a day. Within a month, her bloating was gone, and she felt lighter. "Dr. Thomas," she said, "I didn't realize my soup was fighting me." A quote to remember, as Hippocrates said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." But even medicine can turn toxic if mishandled. 2 potatoes, comfort food with a dark side. Evelyn's baked potatoes were a family favorite, wrapped in foil with a crispy skin. She'd make extras, store them, and reheat them for quick meals. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. Potatoes, when cooked, cooled slowly, and reheated, can become a breeding ground for danger. When potatoes cool, their starches turn into resistant starch, which can be good for your gut in small doses. But if they sit at room temperature too long or are stored in foil, they create a perfect home for Clostridium botulinum, the bacteria behind botulism. This neurotoxin can cause nausea, dizziness, and, in rare cases, severe neurological damage. For Evelyn, whose immune system wasn't as strong at 67, this was a risk we couldn't ignore. Plus, reheated potatoes can trigger inflammation, linked to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's in studies from Frontiers in Neuroscience. A patient's tale, Clara's close call. Clara, a 64-year-old librarian, loved her mashed potatoes. She'd leave them out after dinner, wrap them in foil, and reheat them days later. One day, she collapsed with severe nausea. Tests showed early botulism. We caught it in time, but it was a scare. Now she cools potatoes fast, stores them in airtight containers, and reheats only once in the oven. She's back to her book club, symptom-free. Evelyn's change. Evelyn was shocked. Foil? I thought that kept them fresh. I explained that foil traps moisture, letting bacteria thrive. She started cooking smaller batches, cooling them quickly, and using glass containers. Reheating? Only in the oven, once. Her energy surged, and her stomach settled. I feel like I'm 50 again, she laughed. A quote to reflect on. Benjamin Franklin once said, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure." A little care with your potatoes can prevent a lot of pain. 3 eggs? A breakfast betrayal. Eggs were Evelyn's morning ritual, scrambled with cheese or hard-boiled for snacks. She'd cook a dozen on Sundays and reheat them all week. Eggs are packed with choline for brain health and protein for strength. But reheating them, especially in a microwave, turns this superfood into a problem. When you reheat eggs, their sulfur compounds break down, giving that rubbery texture and sulfur smell. More worryingly, the cholesterol in yolks oxidizes into oxysterols, which Journal of Lipid Research links to inflammation and heart disease. Inflammation also fuels cognitive decline, a fear Evelyn shared as she noticed forgetting her grandkids' names. For those over 50, when arteries stiffen and brains become sensitive, this is a big deal. A patient's tale. Mike's moment of truth. Mike, a 69-year-old veteran, loved reheated omelets. He came to me with chest pain and memory lapses. Blood tests showed high inflammation markers. When he stopped reheating eggs and ate them fresh or cold, his symptoms eased, and his energy returned. I thought eggs were my friend, he said. Turns out, it was how I cooked them. Evelyn's change. I told Evelyn, "Your eggs are great, but reheating's the issue." She switched to fresh scrambles or cold egg salads. If reheating, she used a low-heat skillet and ate leftovers within 2 days. Her brain fog lifted, and she started remembering her grocery lists. "It's like my mind woke up," she said. A quote to inspire. Maya Angelou said, "When you know better, you do better." Knowing how to handle eggs can keep your mind sharp. For chicken, a protein with a price. Chicken was Evelyn's go-to for dinner, roasted with herbs or grilled for salads. She'd cook in bulk, store it, and reheat it for lunches. Chicken is lean, versatile, and healthy, right? Not when reheated improperly. Microwaving or high-heat reheating changes the protein structure, making it tougher and less digestible. Worse, it forms advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which drive inflammation. Inflammation isn't just about sore joints, it's a silent killer behind heart disease, diabetes, and dementia. For Evelyn, whose digestion was slowing with age, reheated chicken caused bloating and fatigue. Studies in Nature Reviews Neurology show inflammation's role in Alzheimer's, a fear for anyone over 50 who wants to stay sharp. A Patient's Tale, Susan's Struggle. Susan, a 61-year-old teacher, reheated chicken daily. She battled arthritis and low energy. When she switched to cold chicken wraps and smaller, fresh batches, her joint pain eased, and she felt vibrant. "I didn't know my leftovers were hurting me," she admitted. Evelyn's change. Evelyn was stunned. "Chicken? My healthy choice." I explained how ages stress the body. She started cooking smaller portions, using leftovers in cold salads, and reheating gently in the oven. Her bloating vanished, and she had more energy for her grandkids. "I'm back in the game," she grinned. A quote to live by, as Oprah Winfrey said, "The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude." A new attitude toward reheating can change your health. 5 Mushrooms, a delicate danger. Mushrooms were Evelyn's secret weapon. Cremini in risottos, portobellos grilled for burgers. Packed with antioxidants and beta-glucans, they are great for immunity. But reheating them, especially multiple times, degrades their proteins and fats, causing digestive issues and oxidative stress. Oxidative stress accelerates aging, fueling heart disease and cognitive decline. For Evelyn, whose stomach churned after reheated mushroom dishes, this was a missing piece. Her aging digestive system struggled with the altered compounds, and the oxidative stress could explain her fatigue. A Patient's Tale. George's Turnaround. George, a 66-year-old gardener, loved mushroom soup. Reheating it daily left him bloated and tired. Switching to fresh mushrooms and cold leftovers cleared his symptoms. "I feel like I'm growing younger," he joked. Evelyn's change. Mushrooms too? Evelyn asked, incredulous. I showed her how to store them in glass containers and eat them cold or gently reheated. She cooked smaller batches, and her stomach settled. "I'm enjoying my food again," she said. A quote to ponder. Albert Einstein said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them." New thinking about mushrooms can protect your vitality. The shocking twist, a family crisis. As Evelyn's health improved, a twist blindsided us. Her son, Mark, 42, came to a follow-up visit. He'd been watching his mom's changes and admitted he'd been reheating the same foods: spinach, potatoes, eggs, chicken, mushrooms for his own family. "I learned it from Mom," he said. "But now I'm feeling tired and bloated too." Tests showed early inflammation markers, even at his age. It was a gut punch. This wasn't just Evelyn's story, it was a family habit, passed down like a recipe, threatening their health across generations. I set them down together. "Evelyn, Mark, this is bigger than one person. Your kitchen habits are a legacy, but they can be a healthy one." We made a family plan: fresh cooking, Cold leftovers, smart storage. Months later, Mark's energy returned, and Evelyn was thriving. "Dr. Thomas," she said, tears in her eyes, "you didn't just save me, you saved my family." Lessons for living fully after 50. Evelyn's journey taught me that health is in the details. At 50, 60, or beyond, you're not just eating for today, you're rebuilding the strength to dance at your grandkids' wedding, travel the world, or simply wake up feeling alive. Here's what I want you to take away. 1. Small habits, big impact. Reheating spinach, potatoes, eggs, chicken, or mushrooms can create harmful compounds, nitrosamines, bacterial toxins, oxysterols, agents that fuel inflammation and disease. Know the risks. 2. Eat fresh, live, vibrant. Prioritize fresh or lightly cooked foods. Use leftovers in cold dishes like salads or sandwiches to avoid reheating. 3. Reheat wisely. If you must reheat, use low heat methods, stove, oven, and only once. Microwaves can amplify risks. 4. Store smart. Cool leftovers quickly. Use airtight glass containers, and eat within a day or 2. Discard anything questionable. 5. Cook for now. Smaller batches mean fresher meals and less need for reheating. Your body will thank you. 6. Listen to your body. Fatigue, bloating, or brain fog aren't just aging. They could signal dietary habits worth rethinking. 7. Pass it on. Like Evelyn and Mark, share these lessons with your family. Healthy habits are the best legacy. 8. Believe in change. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done. Small changes in your kitchen can transform your health. Your turn to thrive. Evelyn's back to her old self, chasing grandkids, hosting family dinners, and planning a trip to Italy. She's living proof that you can take control of your health, no matter your age. I've seen it in Frank, Clara, Mike, Susan, and George, too. Their stories fuel my passion for living fully after 50, and I hope they inspire you. Take a moment. What's one habit you could change today? Maybe it's eating your spinach cold or cooking fresh chicken for dinner. Start small, but start now. Your golden years are too precious to lose to a microwave mistake. Share this with someone you love, your kids, your spouse, your friends. Let's build a community of vibrant, healthy living. If Evelyn's story moved you, drop a comment below. What surprised you? What will you try? Your thoughts keep living fully after 50 alive. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next story. Together, we'll make your golden years the best yet. Thank you for being here. I am Dr. Thomas, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.